us came, in which all of us are even in right this second, right now, and even what all of us are going to merge into finally. No matter if you are believing that you are apart from the source, no matter your cognition, you are a part of the source. That is the reality. And that is ultimately what Devi Parashakti represents. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting the embodied form as Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, in incomprehensible, beautiful definition, she says, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Bhimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is Kailasa Tripuras Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as a part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I put the Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone. To bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi. Taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues. Yes, Devi Parashakti continues, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, the power of existence, expression of existence. From the oneness of Om, blossoming as two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti, growing as four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as gotras of seven rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all of the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. Now, this beautiful definition, this beautiful explanation of Devi Parashakti is what Devi Parashakti revealed herself through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in one of the darshans on the 12th of May. And after that, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us a very unique, very beautiful way to receive Parashakti. Swamiji said, literally, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there on your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. And whenever the divine you encounter, you're able to experience the divine, receive, keep a beautiful receiving space. And one of the best ways to do this is through just a ritual practice. And in Sanatana Hindu Dharma is filled with hundreds and hundreds of rituals that you can do. This offering of the tambulam is a very simple offering that you can do. You can just keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. You just watch Devi. The coin is considered as a traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. It can be the lowest value. It can be 1 cent, a penny, or it can be 1 paise. It can be any amount. You can just offer that to Devi, and after the darshan is over, do namaskar and eat the banana betel leaf and the betel nut. Take it as prasadam immediately. Collect those coins, and you can send it to Kailasa in Los Angeles if you're in the USA. And this betel leaf, the betel nut, may look too small. It might be something trivial that you might not take seriously right now. But in a few days, you'll see how much it adds to your sentiment. You'll see that you suddenly start to really feel that Devi Parashakti is there. And you will not take Devi Darshan for granted, which is something that we do not even know the consequences of. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. And that is the reason behind all of our rituals in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. This is something that you can start to do wherever you are. And here we have a couple of examples of what you can use in order to offer the tambulam. And as it is available in your country, in your location, you can purchase these items and offer. Um, the betel leaf and the betel nut sometimes might not be available, but you can always go to an Indian store nearby you, or you can see if you can source these yourself online, and you can purchase the betel nut and the betel leaf. And you can also just offer a coin, how much ever it is, to Devi Parashakti. And then you can also offer fruits. As you can see here, we also have a plate that is a traditional offering. Sometimes people will offer the red bangles, the glass bangles. They'll offer kumkum. These are what we make to Devi Parashakti. And it is something very, very simple that that you can do as well. And you can just prepare this kind of plate. You can offer flowers, and you can keep it in front of your device when you have the darshan of Devi Parashakti, and you'll be able to see how deeply you connect to Devi Parashakti after you're just giving this simple offering to her. With this, it brings us to a conclusion of this segment in today's program, and we will be moving on into the next segment of today's program, where we will be having a glimpse of what Devi Parashakti has revealed over the course of the last couple of months, where she has been manifesting continuously through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, intensely and answering our prayers, guiding us, revealing the past, present, and future, and has given us so many different breakthroughs in our lives. Sharings have been coming in from across the world in different languages, from people who are all over the world, continuously pouring out their love for Devi Parashakti and sharing how much she has transformed each and every one of us. So, without further delay, we'll be going on into the next segments of today's program, and we'll be understanding a glimpse into what Devi Parashakti has revealed over the last couple of months. And we'll also be understanding today what Devi Parashakti revealed as 8 different ways in order to prevent and in order to keep yourself absolutely secure from the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. We have several ways that no matter what, we have been so blessed to be able to receive the Akashic reading from Devi Parashakti, as she has been warning us and helping us in this time.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் ஆனந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்தோம். உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்தி நன்மையைச் சொல்லிட தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் ஒன்று, சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2, எங்கெல்லாம் என் மகமாய் வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6, நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து பத்திட்டு நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7, பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது 8 எனும் 8 முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். 8இல் 1 செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்பு.
Devi Parashakti has revealed about the 8 methods to prevent COVID-19. Oh, humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on me, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by doing the fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss, doing the Ajba Ajba, the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the fields and going to sleep, and being beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Spurana that blossoms as Aham, Aham, in the state of Ananda Spurana. Everyone who thinks on me through these 8 ways, they will not have effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. Me with you, you as me as you. You will live good life even if you do one of these 8 ways. I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't fear, O people. Be blissful. So now let us look at each of these 8 methods and understand the benefits and science behind each method. The first method revealed by Devi Parashakti is praying and meditating on Devi. So science has studied meditation extensively, and Healthline has listed out 12 of the science-based benefits of meditation, and which includes reducing stress, controlling anxiety, promoting the emotional health, enhancing self-awareness, lengthening the attention span. It may also reduce age-related memory loss. It can generate kindness. It may help fight addiction. It improves sleep. It helps control pain. It can decrease the blood pressure, and it is easily accessible anywhere. And the Department of Health and Human Services in the U.S. has studied meditation and has found that it has a direct impact on both our physical as well as our mental health. And another study by the Cambridge University Press reiterates the necessity of meditation during times of crisis such as COVID-19. And a study published by Everyday Health has stated how prayer and spirituality protects emotional health by offering a bigger sense of purpose, by providing social support, by lifting the spirit, by helping you cope with difficulties. And according to a September 2015 report published in Health Psychology, it was found that when researchers followed 191 people with heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and who also made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more likely to live longer than their peers. And people with major depressive disorder or chronic medical illness who report high levels of religiosity, which includes daily religious experiences, generally become more optimistic than their peers. And this found in a study published in July 2015 in Depression and Anxiety. So now let us understand what the avatar himself has revealed about the benefits of meditation, directly demonstrated on his own.
Participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President, COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before. The other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. You eat, the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could go in and out of those states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
Yes, now that we have understood about meditation and the impacts of meditation, let us now look at the practice of prayer and how prayer is the best stress buster as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Everyday puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archa Avatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archa Avatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
Yes. Now let us look at the next method to protect yourself from COVID-19 as revealed by Devi Parashakti. Continue to the next slide, please. The next method to protect yourself from COVID-19 is surrendering to me, Devi Parashakti, through social media. And during the Akashic reading, Devi Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her through social media, all various social media platforms, and attends to us individually through our prayers and showers us with blessings and boons. Let us now see how we can connect to Devi Parashakti through social media. So the first way to connect with Devi is through YouTube. So you can go ahead and join as a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And you can go ahead, once you have joined as a member, you can ask your questions during the live Parashakti Akashic readings in the comment section. And next, you can like and follow the Kailasa's SPH JDM Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And you can ask your questions again in the live Parashakti Akashic readings in the comment section of the live video. Next, you can connect to Devi through Twitter. So you can follow at Nithyananda on Twitter. And you can ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag #AskTheAvatar. You can also connect with Devi via Instagram. So you can follow Nithyananda on Instagram, and you can ask your questions in the comment section of the photo announcing the live darshan. And lastly, you can connect with Devi via WhatsApp. So you can visit kailasa.org, and you will see a WhatsApp chat box that pops up, and you can ask your questions in that chat box. And now you can watch a short clip of Devi Parashakti blessing people.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
Devi revealed, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by doing the fire walking will protect you from COVID-19. So now let us understand the science behind fire walking. Quantum Hinduism has revealed that fire walking is an alchemy process, and it is, especially in the words of the Supreme Quantum Hinduism, especially that is done very traditionally, systematically. If you had even small blisters, and even if you did not have any blisters, you are protected. You can go back to the previous slide, please. Sorry, we can go back to the
all these transmutation processes means balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet, because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become, they lose sensitivity to the reality. But for the complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of fireworking.
Now that we have understood the science of firewalking, let us look at what the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed about firewalking. You can watch the video of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself doing the firewalking in Vietnam.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
Now let us understand a little bit more about what modern science has understood about firewalking. A study conducted by the U.S. National Study of Medicine and the National Institute of Health has shown that firewalking actually increases the levels of happiness and lowers fatigue levels in those who participated in firewalking compared to those who did not participate in firewalking. So now let us look at the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti. That's drinking neem juice and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day. So first, let us watch what the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself has revealed as the benefits of drinking neem juice.
Bidadi, it is not, I'm not talking from air, I'm talking from ground. In Bidadi, before we came to that land, 30 borewells were dug, no water. Now, from the day we came till now, we have water for 10,000 people to live comfortably in that very land. It's only pouring, pouring Karumari's grace wherever we started ashram. Nature completely cooperates because we know biology, whole biology thinks. If you are having bitter relationships in your life, just start drinking bitter neem juice every morning. The problem will be solved. Understand, if you are irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki, you will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice, you release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes bath, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder, if a woman takes bath with that, she is equivalent to Mahamayi. She is embodiment of Karumari because she will be manifesting that same vibes of Karumari. I sincerely recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend the neem and turmeric for female body, haritaki and basma for male body. Understand, your whole biology things. Working on whole biology changes the whole life. So, now with this understanding the whole biology things, think Mahavagya. This is Ajapa Ajapa. Think Mahavagya. With the understanding your whole biology thinks. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Blessings to all of you. Start manifesting powers. Now,
Yes. Now that we have understood the benefits of neem, let us look at turmeric. So traditionally, turmeric is very well known for its anti-inflammatory effect, but as of recent, in the last 2 decades, it has been shown to be also a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, which are all immune cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. this research published by the U.S. National Center for Biotechnology shows that turmeric can actually modulate the activation of various immune cells as well as the body's antibody response. So overall, this strengthens your immunity. And with a strengthened immune system, you will be much more likely to be and protect yourself from COVID-19. And in India.com, it was also published that neem can help you in the fight against coronavirus. And according to a KGUM study, turmeric and neem are also effective against coronavirus. So now let us look at the next method with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the peels and going to sleep. So again, this is a very simple method. You can just put the onion in the peel or banana peel in the peel, and you can put a sock over it and go to sleep. And this will completely detoxify your entire body and protect you from COVID-19. So let us understand a little bit more about the detoxifying effects of onion. In Medical Daily, it was published that onion actually contains a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onion their recognizable smell, but are also powerful detoxifying agents with more than 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause the eyes to tear. Onion can help prevent and treat ailments from diabetes to heart disease. This is also why it's very well known in Ayurveda for its medicinal uses. That is the primary and only use in Hindu medicine. And it's very well known for the treatment of various diseases. And a review published by the Journal of Phytotherapy has also spoken on the detoxifying effects of onion. And it states that compounds from onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, which includes anti-carcinogenic properties, anti-platelet activity, anti-thrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic, and antibiotic effects. So now let us look at the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. So first, let us understand the science of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Pontific Hinduism.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts. This creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds, it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above, silently, like Dakshinamurti, and feels, why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that it can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
now that we have understood the science of unclutching, let us also take a few moments in our day to practice this beautiful science. So whenever you have a few minutes in your day, you can just spend a few minutes experiencing this space of unclutching. You can sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, have your eyes closed, and chant the Mahavakya intensely. Do not engage with any thoughts. Purely let the space of unclutching manifest in you. Chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So now, you can go ahead and space. And once you've done that, you can also visit kailasa.tv/minutes for peace and sign up your minutes for peace. You can spend as many minutes as you would like or as little as you would like and go ahead and experience this space of unclutching. And it will not only protect you from COVID-19, it will help you manifest whatever you want in your life. So now let us look at the next method, doing the Ajaba Ajaba of the cosmic sound, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And a study conducted by the U.S. National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting clearly has established how chanting the Ajaba Ajaba has a direct and positive benefit for the physical and mental well-being. The study correlates the chanting of the Ajaba Ajaba to the vagus nerve stimulation, which is used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy. We can continue on if you can see more of that study. Continue on. Yes, we can continue on to the next slide. So another study conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto establishes that human intentions, words, or thoughts can actually change the molecular structural formation in water. This interesting research clearly depicts how when water is exposed to positive sound vibrations, like and how the molecular formation of the water changes into a very pleasant formation, whereas negative sound vibrations or words can actually disfigure or distort the water molecular formation. And in the next slide, we can see how the water actually reacts to positive sound vibrations versus negative sound vibrations. So here in the top, you can see how water reacts when positive sound vibrations like words like compassion, thank you, wisdom are used, how water turns into these beautiful snowflake-like structures, the molecular formation of water, whereas when exposed to negative sound vibrations, words like I will kill you, you fool, or heavy metal music, the water molecule becomes completely disintegrated, disformed, disfigured. And you can imagine what happens inside of your own body, which is composed up to 60% water when you're chanting the Ajabajaba, the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 the sacred mantra. And when you are practicing the Ajabajaba or you are practicing the unclutching, you can sign up your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has revealed if 10,000 people, sorry, we can go back to the previous slide, please. The Supreme Council of Hinduism has revealed that if 10,000 people can do this just for 3 months, we can give such a huge conscious, super conscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity. Now let us look at the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti, being in a state beyond any remembrance or forgetting in the Arunachala Swarana that blossoms as aham, aham, in the Ananda Swarana. So this is a very simple method, just being in the constant remembrance of the divine, never having to actually actively remember nor forgetting the divine, just constantly being in that space of oneness. And with this simple method, you can protect yourself completely from COVID-19. Each of these methods revealed by Devi Parashakti are independently powerful enough to protect you from COVID-19. So you can use any one of these methods in order to protect yourself. And Devi Parashakti has revealed that one of the easiest methods that Devi Parashakti revealed today is practicing, praying to Devi Parashakti, and meditating upon Devi Parashakti. And in this next segment, we will understand how you can actually connect to Devi, how you can pray and connect with her, experiencing that space of oneness with her through the various offerings. So let us enter into this next segment and understand some of the various offerings to Devi Parashakti. And recently, Bhagavan Sundareshwara has revealed that when you have the intention to make an offering, it is just purely the grace of the divine in your life that you are even having this intention, because only with the divine grace will you even be blessed to have this intention. And you are being given this intention by the divine, by Swamiji, because the divine is ready to shower upon you and is ready to bless you and impart his grace upon you. And only with that will you have the intention. So when you are having the intention to make an offering, it is just purely a blessing from the divine. So now let us enter into this offering segment and understand some of the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. World should become e-Kailashians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
Nithyananda. Welcome back to all of the viewers after that very quick break. And I hope that each and every one of you who has been joining us from the beginning is enjoying so far, having the glimpses into what Devi Parashakti has revealed through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. How continuously over the last couple of months we have been able to be attended to, taken care of completely and entirely by the divine cosmic beings. And that is just a glimpse into what we have been able to experience. In further segments, you will be able to see exactly the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has really helped each and every one of us, especially during this pralaya time, during this cosmic deluge, when so much of negativity through um, different forms is infiltrating our society and communities and our households. So I welcome each and every one of you back. And in this next segment, we are going to be entering into a very, very unique and special part where you can cherish your deep, incompromisable, incomparable relationship with the divine. We are going to be understanding the various different offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. The offerings are a way that you can literally enter into. Perhaps for many of you, take your first step into experiencing the divine. Yes. So let's get started. Let's understand what are the different. Let's get started and let's understand what are the different offerings. Before that, let's understand why we should offer. What is the significance behind each and every one of these offerings? What is the sacred sentiment behind it? And why it is such an important part of our journey, of our beautiful experience of the divine. Each and every one of these offerings help us experience a higher aspect, a deeper part of our own relationship. This is an introduction. Whole program is an introduction that you have for you, the deeper parts of you, the higher reality of you. So just making an offering, offering these rituals are such an important way for you to be able to experience higher and deeper into your relationship with your highest reality, Devi Parashakti. Yes, we can go on and move on. First, let us understand that expression of our highest self is masculine and feminine. Both consciousness have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. And until that moment, only the masculine energy expresses more than the dimension, irrespective of male and female physical bodies. And there are 5 different people, communities, things, a part of us that we have to complete with 5 dimensions to achieve enlightenment. One is Pitrus or ancestors, second is the Kula Devatas, third is our parents, the fourth is nature, and the fifth is Guru. And for each of these 5 dimensions, we will have certain incompletions. You might be wondering what is an incompletion? Incompletions are life negative and adharmic cognitions that leads to misconstrued karana and karya, further leading to suffering and pain in individual levels and as well as the personal, as well as the global community levels. In essence, whatever incompletions we have inside of us, whatever we experience as a hindrance that is stopping us from expressing our truest self inside of us, that will be magnified into the macrocosm. That will be something that we see outside of us and in our global community levels. So understand that being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life and everything from the air we breathe, the place that you sit, energy to feel that you exist, energy to celebrate that you exist. Everything, being aware of each and every one of these is being in gratitude of each and every one of these. In Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the sacred Shakta tradition is actually the worship of the divine feminine consciousness. And in this, they recognizes 43 energies which constitute our human body. As you can see in this photograph, there's a Sri Meru, which has 43 different triangles. When these 40 different triangles are representative of 43 different energies in our body, Shaktis, which are all represented by conscious goddess. And when all 43 are integrated, Dharma to Dharma, one becomes enlightened. The cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of Panchabhutas is a core principle of the cosmos. And awakening the sacred feminine is a key to enlightenment. When awakened, the man expresses a sacred feminine consciousness, he becomes a great revered leader. When awakened in the divine sacred feminine, in a woman, she becomes Devi, manifesting and expressing the sacred Shaktis, the powers. And conscious sovereignty is the key to awaken the sacred feminine consciousness. Out of millions of paths, the easiest and sweetest, most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with cosmos as the cosmic feminine consciousness. And she is the one who expresses as Guru all gods and all the manifestations in the universe. She can straightaway deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. Offerings is not to benefit the divine, but to close our gap with the divine consciousness. When we achieve completion with the Divine Mother, her sweet grace in all dimensions, the cosmic umbilical cord. And when you're offering, understand that there's nothing too small or too big that you can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It has to be from a space of love, of a child looking at her mother and handing her what it has to share with deep love and gratitude. It can be even a cup of milk or a flower. It can be a jewel to adorn her smiling face or hair. Vedic rishis have clearly stated that the techniques to connect with sacred feminine consciousness to awaken the same qualities in us. One can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with the cosmic mother, it is only by worshipping her feet with devotion. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, most healing, soothing, and sweetest path to enlightenment among all traditions on planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating through sacred offerings of mantras and oblations at her feet. And today, we'll be understanding what are these offerings, what you can do in order to make your first step and start building this beautiful relationship with the Divine Cosmic Mother. Why divine feminine? It is because she is the ultimate. In so many different scriptures, there is reference to how Devi Parashakti is worshipped. In fact, even including in the Saundarya Lahari, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, Devi Parashakti is said to be worshipped by even Lord Brahma, Paramashiva, and by Vishnu. And here we have a extremely powerful verse from the Rudram, where it's talking on the ways that Devi Parashakti manifests as the being of all things in all existence. She literally describes, I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and other Adityas, all divine forms. I walk as Mitra and Varuna and the Ashwin twins too. This is from the Rig Veda. And she says, Ekadash Rudras, the Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Dvadasha, Adityas, Vishwadevata, all of them are in my retinue. I move around in various forms and with them as a part of my retinue, including Mitra, Varuna, Agni, and the Ashwini Devatas. Devi herself declares herself as the inner self of all gods, divine energies. She is pervading and all permeating. Now let us begin understanding the various different offerings to Devi Parashakti that you can make. The first is a hundi, which you can offer for any amount. And there's a beautiful verse, once again from the Lalita Sahasranamam, which says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashyaya Paha, Shambhavi Sharadaradya Sharvani Sharmadayini. And here in this verse, it is saying, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be worshipped through true devotion. This Ihundi offering is something that you can do out of your utmost devotion. And if there's any fear in the minds of a devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant that autumn of our lives. When thoughts turn more and more inward, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Here we have beautiful references to Devi, including Shambhavi as a consort of Lord Shiva. Sharadharadya means worship by Sharada or Saraswati, and so many others. And here's another verse here from the Saundarya Lahari, which describes the mantra being offered to Devi Parashakti. In this offering of the Sankalpa mantra, which is just $1, you can just offer the mantra to Devi Parashakti. We also have the offering of the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, where you can literally experience the blessings to manifest and awaken multiple divine feminine conscious attributes and powers. And next we have the Mukta Anguti. And in the verse from the Devi Suktam, it is literally sharing how Devi Parashakti is worshipped and praised by all the gods, and she destroys all the troubles that the Asuras create, and she solves all problems and destroys all obstacles. If you can literally offer this Mukta Anguti and manifest a pure space that can conquer all the dangers and fears that you might be able to face. Next is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, another beautiful offering that you can do. And there's a beautiful verse from the Lakshmi Ashtakam, which I'll now chant. It says, Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Purte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. This means Devi, who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly possessions and subtle mantras of cosmos. I bow down to you, O Devi. And you can offer this in order to have the blessings of Mahalakshmi and be blessed with so much of abundance in all relations and business endeavors. The next offering is the Swarna Metti. And in this verse of the Saundarya Lahari, it literally states that the very feet dust of Devi Parashakti is what Brahma used in order to create this world. And Lord Shiva even uses as his sacred ash, which he uses on his forehead. Like this, Devi Parashakti is worshipped by all of the gods and goddesses. And you can offer this Swarnameti for blessings for a life of leadership qualities by offering worship to the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, achieved even by worshipping the tiny grain of dust from her feet. This meti is a golden toe ring to worship by adorning the divine feet of Devi Parashakti. Next offering is the offering of the Mangtika. And in the Lalita Sahasranamam, Devi Parashakti is described as Shuddha Sarabhi Varshini, meaning she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara, the crown center, to the Agnya, and permeates through all 72,000 of our nadis. You can experience the ultimate experience. You'll have the blessings for the ultimate lifestyle. And the next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. You can offer this offering and there's a beautiful verse as you saw from the verses of Adi Shankaracharya, where he has described how even if you have traveled in all the directions, if you have attained all the material wellness and all the material goodness, and if your mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then? What then? What then? Meaning, what does it matter if you're not aligned to the Guru? The Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a and the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a way that Devi is Guru, and the feminine consciousness, the one beyond the idea of name and Purna. The most auspicious offering to Guru, dimension of Cosmic Mother, is offering a Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The sweetest path to enlightenment. And the next offering is the Vastra Seva. This offering is the Vastram that goes to the Guru, the dimension of the Cosmic Mother, during the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And it bestows one with the sweetest path and complete protection. So we have a summary table for you here. The E-Hundi offering, which you can do for any amount. The Sankalpa offering, which is $1. The Devi Sahasranama Swarna Kasu, which you can offer, there's 3 denominations of it, $75, $151, and $251. The Mukta Anguti, which is $251, $501, and $751. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, which you can offer for either $600, $1,200, or $1,800. The Swarna Matti, which is you can offer for $751. The Mang Tika, which is you can offer for $750. And the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which you can offer for $1,008. And the Vastra Seva, which you can offer for $1,008. So here you can see the payment gateway. So as you can see, this is offer these donations to Devi Parashakti. This is the landing page. So once you go here, you'll be able to see how you can offer and go to the next slide. And you can select from the drop-down menu what you'd like to offer. Then add that to your cart, and you'll be able to see your cart and what all you can add. And here's the payment gateway. So you can fill out your details. And you can also join as a member of the YouTube channel and participate in the super chat. You can go ahead and offer a donation through the super chat. And once you join as a member, you'll see this option. You can have several different options ahead of you: the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or premium options. And you can join as a member. And you can add your credit card, or you can pay through PayPal or Google Pay. Once again, this is the link that you can offer it. Yes. So now this brings us to a conclusion of this segment in today's program. And next, you'll be joined by the administrators of the Adi Kailas Sarvagna Peetham, and you will be able to see exactly how there are so many different ways that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has started the COVID care centers and implemented a very effective policy for COVID care.
Thank you, Ma Sadashivapriya. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment of the multi-layer quarantine COVID care protection centers at the Kailasas de facto spiritual embassies. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start the Sadguru. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. So what we learn from this segment today? Concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19 pandemic, what are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, contributions for global peace, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solutions for COVID-19, Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, and why temple-based ecosystems. UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions and join the Kailasa's COVID care protection center. The crisis that we are under today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. And the aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing disastrous futures, each other with deep mistrust. Now let us see some of the statistics and current news. The record high cases in of COVID-19. Australia reported a new record number of coronavirus cases when the country continues to battle the third wave of COVID-19 infections. There were more than 2,400 new locally acquired infections recently, that the figure surpassing the 2,000 in a single day just for the second time. World Health Organization makes a big statement about the Delta variant of COVID-19. COVID-19 has now killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 19. The 1918 to 19 flu infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 676,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death 19 has killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic dead, now the COVID-19 is officially US deadliest pandemic. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestone recently. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more virus into the air than the original COVID strain. Six-feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant is still the most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. In US, COVID-19 pandemic is nowhere under control, says the Chief Medical Advisor, Mr. Anthony Fauci. He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide the booster shot of the vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. This surge in the Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities across US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In a country of our size, you can't be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci said. COVID-19 made the world less peaceful. According to the World Economic Forum, With the increased violent incidences after the pandemic and the increased fatalities, the records show that you can see in the statistics that the violent incidences, there's a spike. So it's making the world less peaceful. The younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and depressive disorders during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder and depressive disorder, what it was in a 6 months period of 2019 was 11% before the pandemic. Now, after the pandemic, in just 1 month of the beginning of this year, of January 2021, it rose up to 41.1%. And some more statistics confirming the same, that the younger adults are reporting symptoms of anxiety and depressive disorders during the COVID-19 pandemic than the older adults. Stress in America, a national mental health crisis. Nearly about 78% say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Nearly 7 in 10, that is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% showed signs of anxiety, according to preliminary research. Self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the depression was 15%. Now, during the pandemic, the depression increased to 40.7%. And now the anxiety was 29%. Now it shoot up to, during the pandemic, it shoot up to 72%. Living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. 55% of all students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Understanding the pandemic impact on working women, nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. And nearly 70% of the women who have experienced these disruptions are concerned their career growth may be interrupted as a result. The World Bank Global Economic Outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most Americans into recession in 2020, with per capita income contracting in the largest fraction of countries globally since 1870. International Labour Organization. COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. The COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The International Labour Organization is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. The Mumbai Mayor says the third wave is already here. The breakthrough infections found in 25% of the health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, the maximum hospitals in Delhi NCR, found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. New coronavirus strain known as Mo, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Now that we have seen the statistics across the world of the effect of the pandemic, not only concerning the fatalities, but the increased cases of mental health, and which is leading to the affecting the global peace. So how to cope up with this COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is third wave, destroying many more lives. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says the pandemic fatigue setting in as a result of continuous lockdown, delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this pace of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. The global COVID pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life, as it had been experienced even back in February 2020, is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with the new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their life to carry them through this crisis. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below with https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. Sustainable developmental goals. Making peace with the nature is possible if we start now. Making peace with the nature is possible. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, and economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty by 2030, if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economies and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now, let's watch a small clip on the making peace with nature. The World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be health without peace, and there cannot be a peace without health. If individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design mutual health intervention that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with violent conflict, then health coverage is more universal. Grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust and health emergency concerns, affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions to peace and reconciliation and to resist incitement to violence. United States Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concentrated international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that this crisis will fuel new conflicts around the world and while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. Remarks to the General Assembly special session in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality. A new social contract between people, governments, and private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and communities opportunities for all. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contributions for the global peace. Vedic civilization beautifully describes that yastu sarvani bhutani atmani ivanu pushyati sarva bhuteshu chatmanam tadona vigavukshate. Global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss. Is a verse from Isha Upanishad, verse 6. Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. And he is more powerful, he moves the whole village and the whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnation, he moves the whole world and manifests peace for them. Individual bliss is the source of global peace in the level of Om, the microscopic level Om, or the microscopic level. Whatever level it may be, global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss and peace. So how do we achieve that individual bliss? By practicing completion, by practicing unclutching. So let's understand the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining about how to do the completion, unclutching, and achieve the individual bliss, which leads to the global peace.
Can directly impact Los Angeles, Hollywood, Toronto. Today I wanted to expand on the science of completion. How the science of completion can directly impact the consciousness you are carrying and the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more this you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Some of the Hindu traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your own right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights with you. Different thoughts of you fights with you. Even you fight with you, the more superficial you go. Traveling, first you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. Then the people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings. The completion starts happening. Even with a nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start living. Your cognition expands. Your cognition includes. Your cognition becomes more and more inclusive. More joy, more bliss, more knowledge, more enlightenment. Please understand. The more and more completion happens in you, you will see everyone around you feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into the deepermost corners of your being not only is a joy, it's a power. Because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you. It really becomes a vibrant power where the tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you, then naturally what you will feel? Let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent, treasure. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you, even if death comes at this moment, I can tell you very clearly, I can face the death directly and tell the death, I have enriched every human being more than what I received from anybody. I have given to every human being whom I met in my life more than what I received from them. My accounts is clear. I am ready. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid, loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any living is power. Powerful way. Even in that, you will become powerful. So any lifestyle you choose, you will get power in that field. Whether it is exploiting or enriching, murdering or raping or go on serving. Whatever lifestyle you choose is power. When you go into the deepermost core of your being and start living based on completion, I tell you, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. The best power you can have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the life of enriching or exploiting, you will become powerful. I tell you, the power of exploiting brings more and more conflict within and without. And those conflicts naturally bring suffering. And the power of enriching brings more and more completion. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in more than 50 countries. As devotees, group of devotees, we have presence in 100 countries. All over the world, we are going to celebrate this whole month for Global Peace Month, impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya, means burning the patterns which separates us from others, burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga program teaching people science of completion and facilitating Samskara Dahana Kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, this whole month, all over the world, all our temples, ashrams, centers, yoga centers, schools, colleges, universities should do Samskara Dahana Kriya, should do the practice of burning all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us, spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace. Let us really contribute to the global peace, not just talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the Samskara Dahana Kriya to 50 people in each area, each place where we have centers, ashrams, temples, two-way centers, yoga centers, even 50 people, each Tanidar teaches, enriches them with this science. The amount of suffering and negative waves, negative vibes reduction can contribute so much to the world. Please understand. One positive person can burn millions people negativity. Experientially, with evidence we proved, one positive person has already burnt at least 20 million people's negativity in last 10 years and brought peace. So each one of you, if you stand up as one positive being, one authentic, responsible, enriching being, I tell you, we can do so much to the world. It will be a better place than the time we entered. When we leave, it should be a better place. That's all. When we leave the earth, it should be a better place. So understand, inner peace is your birthright. Go to the depths of your being. Bring more and more completion into you. Completion with others. And start living Advaita. Today in the Inner Awakening session, it's all about completion with others. So last 6 days, literally, you worked so much, one by one by one by one by one, layer by layer by layer by layer. The completion with yourself. Now comes completion with others. Today, we are starting the science of completion with others. It's one of the most powerful signs. Does so much to human beings, not just healing their relationships, Even inside their consciousness, this inner space, so much of good is done. So much of awakening is done. See, when with others, the kind of strength you feel is the power of Advaita, strength of Advaita. Today the inner awakening sessions are all about completion with others. We have long session today working on completing with others. So with this, because today we have a long session with inner awakening, we are also lagging behind the syllabus. Actually, it is a good news, it's not a bad news, because participants are so sincere. They are going through the whole process so intensely, sincerely. Because of that, we are little delayed, but today I am going to catch up. Today I am going to spend more time and catch up with them, with the syllabus. So, I conclude today with this. I'll move to the next.
Now let us listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that the self-transformation is the secret to achieve global peace.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do. Socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And every religion, Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise, I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same wars were there. All the other things were there. You read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then who is offending? Tell me. Every country says defensive army. Then who is? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years, 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. So
listen carefully. The space of Shanti, is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace or peace-centered powerfulness is the ground, breeding ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti-based Shakti, peace-based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace-based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness. Powerlessness is weakness. Violence is abusive. Peace-centered powerfulness. Powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra. Starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in. So, remember this very clearly. Peace alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. The consciousness in you is atom inside the atom, Mahat, more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything, all the 8 energy flow circuits, 7 energy flows, 1 the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lasts all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. 100% sure. You yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the supreme pontiff of the most peace-loving, peace-living religion, I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need to keep the global peace as a living possibility, and we need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, friends for a challenge. 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is the responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, meditation, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living, practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world. Hindus have the
Now, let's understand the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions for global peace and super consciousness breakthrough. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a super consciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at the climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination through the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind, body, emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social, emotional problems facing humanity today. Some of the ways that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues. Through the Paramashivoham program, the bringing super consciousness breakthrough to the whole humanity. Online program, it's a bi-weekly as per the Vedic calendar. Every new moon and full moon, every Paurnami and Amavasya, a new batch starts, and it's approximately 15-day program and give you get a conscious breakthrough, and it's available online and free. Anybody can attend. Register now through the link paramashivoham.org/join. paramashivoham.org/join. And next batch starts at November 4th. And Paramashivoham, you can get experience just attending one day. Each day is a single day course also. You can attend one single day and experience the Paramashivoham. And the next contribution is by starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost millions of minutes so far. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting to heal 24/7 via Zoom sessions. Spiritual healing to one and all 24/7. Helping humanity to cope up with the insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships, providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through the power manifestation. Initiating thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities in the Kailas courtyard sessions, providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear stomach from Ayurveda solutions, which ultimately brings clarity out to the spiritual truth and gives a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities. continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, the free food in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including many other adhinams, paving way with the new world order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailas are offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Hinduism prescribes various methods for global healing. One such is Maheshwara Puja, nullifying the collective negativity simply through the presence of the avatar and his order of monks, offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities victims. Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti Akashic readings for